Hi guys, my name is Robin and today I'm bringing you my anticipated releases for October. So every month I kind of go through the releases that are coming up that I am eagerly anticipating. At the moment we're not getting a lot of books in because in Australia everything is closed, like absolutely everything except grocery stores, which sucks. So I can't buy any books, but I'm still anticipating these books and I will hopefully get to them by the end of the year. I've been buying a lot of ebooks because of this kind of reason, so maybe I'll get these on ebook instead, but as you may notice, I like owning books because I have a lot of them. So the first book that I have to talk about is The Lives of Saints by Leigh Bardugo, which is out on the 6th of October. This book is a part of the Grishaverse series, so I've read the Grisha series and the Six of Crows series. I still haven't read King of Scars, but that's the only one that I haven't read yet. And this book is actually based on the book within that series that recounts all the lives of the saints that I don't know if they worship them, but all of those saints. And these are their stories, which I think I'm gonna love because I really enjoyed Language of Thorns, which was another book of fairy tales and stories, and this one, it kind of seems like it'll be in that vein. So I am really looking forward to that. I think that'll be probably one of the first ones that I'll purchase as an actual physical book. Because there's going to be a lot of illustrations in there that I think will be absolutely beautiful, and I will want to own an actual copy to look at. The next book that I have to talk about is Over the Woodward Wall by A. Deborah Baker. And this book is actually a storybook from the book Middle Game by Shauna Maguire. So A. Deborah Baker is the author that wrote the book within Middle Game, so it's a pseudonym, and she's using that to actually have it be the book from this book. I actually haven't finished this book. I read about half of it. I think it was the end of last year that I started reading it, and I put it down mainly because it was a little slow and it's really long. But I am hoping to actually finish this book. I'll probably have to reread the first half that I've already read, just because it's been quite a while since I did read it, that I've forgotten what happened. But I'm hoping to read this and then read that, because as I said, I love like little stories, especially stories that are set within stories, which this is, and I'm hoping I will enjoy both of these. The next book that I have to talk about is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab, and this book is also out on the 6th of October. This is a book that I've been eagerly anticipating for a really long time, and that's because V.E. Schwab talks about it quite often on her Instagram, and it just sounds really interesting. So in this book we have our main character Addie LaRue, who hundreds of years ago made a deal with the devil in order to live forever. But with that deal, she now can no longer be remembered by anyone that she meets, until she meets one boy in a bookstore who remembers her name. And that's just it, that's where we go from. And I have heard from people who've read the book that it's quite different from V. Schwab's other books. And I do enjoy V. Schwab's books, but I'm also excited to see like a new book from her that's written in a different way. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it. So I'm waiting for that one to come out physically here in Australia so I can buy a copy. The next book that I have to talk about is Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. This is the author of The 10,000 Doors of January, which is a stunning book that I also haven't read yet. But Once and Future Witches is her second book. The 10,000 Doors of January was her debut. And that was basically it. I don't know anything really about it. It has a beautiful cover, the same as this one does, but I assume it's about witches and fantasy, and that's it. That's all I needed to know. in order to add it to my most anticipated. The next book that I have to talk about is actually a graphic novel, and that one is the Tea Dragon Tapestry by Katie O'Neill. And this series is the sweetest graphic novel series I think I've ever read. I own the Tea Dragon Society, it's in a different room. And then the second book I'm actually getting from the library today, so I'll be reading that one. But this is the third book. They're basically pretty short graphic novels that follow these individuals and their tea dragons. So they're little, tiny, adorable little dragons. And they just have cute little backstories, and it's adorable. I'm really excited for this one coming out because they are so cute and sweet. And my sister loves them as well, so I'm sure that we'll end up actually buying the last two since we're only on the first one, because they're so adorable, but comic book stores are closed for the time being. But once they open, I'm sure we'll buy them and love them. So the last book that I have to talk about is Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco. And this series I think is about witches. I did try to read the Stalking Jack the Ripper series a couple of years ago, and I got about halfway through and had to give it back to the library because I got it out, I borrowed the book. And it didn't really gel with me. I think that I might enjoy listening to the audiobook more, so I think I'm going to do that. But with this book, since it's a brand new series, I thought I would try this one out as well. There's not a hell of a lot I know about it. Kerri Maniscalco's writing style in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series was quite slow-paced, a little dense, which is what took me so long to read it, and made me have to give it back before I finished. But I'm hoping to enjoy this one because everyone does love her previous series. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get into this one and really enjoy it. So those are all the books that are coming out in October that I am eagerly anticipating. Let me know if there are any others that you guys are anticipating that sound really good, and maybe I can just add them to my list. I always love getting new recommendations. It's why I kind of do these videos, just to recommend the books that I'm really excited about and maybe hear some of the books that you guys are really excited about. But that is all for today, and I will see you next time.